Hi, I'm Jim McConnell. I am coming to you from Light Elegance headquarters in Redmond, Oregon. Today we are going to talk about your Zippy. So Zippy is a great little tool. It's in our electric file. When you first get your Zippy, you want to unbox it. When you unbox it, it comes with some documentation. You can set that aside. You can read it later. You want to take your Zippy and take it out of its case, take it out of the bag, and then plug it in. So once you plug it in, you get a full charge on it. Give it 8 hours to get a full charge. That's essential before you try to use it. So I know you're going to be excited when you get it. You're going to want to go ahead and plug it in and start using it. Please don't do that. Make sure you get a full charge before you start to use it so that you are satisfied. That's essential. The other thing that's important when you get it and you give it a full charge is know that your battery is a lithium-ion battery in the Zippy, so it has no memory. So you can go ahead and deplete it all away and charge it back up again. Or at the end of the day, if you've used it a lot and you want to make sure you have enough of charge for tomorrow, go ahead and give it a full charge that night. That makes it different than our Zippy Gen 1. Our Gen 1 had a memory. It was a nickel metal halide battery. The lithium ion is a lot more advanced. Ta-da! It's all charged up. One thing that's important to note is that when you turn your Zippy on and off, you have your speed control knob right here. That is what you use to turn it on and off. Then you have your switch in the middle of your Zippy. The switch is your directional switch, okay? In the center position, it's in the off position. If you put it to the up position, for me, that would be the forward position for me because I'm right-handed. If you are left-handed, put it in the down position. That would be the forward position if you are left-handed. If you want to work on someone in a reverse speed, then you want to make sure that you change that direction based on if you're right-handed or left-handed. Before you change direction, always make sure that your Zippy is in the off position. If you do not make sure it's in the off position and you start flipping it back and forth, you will literally burn holes in your speed controller control board. And when that happens, you have to send it in and we'll have to replace it or replace that control board. The other thing that's important to note is that when you insert your bit, I'm going to use the Petty Betty here. When you put your bit in, turn your lock ring on your handpiece so that it locks in the clockwise position. And then put your bit in. Do not put it all the way down. And the reason why is if you then lock it into place, when you turn it to the lock position, it retracts. All the mechanism inside retracts. And when that happens, this bit sits up against the end of the nose cone. When it sits up against the end of the nose cone, it will not spin. And you will get an E4 reading on your readout, which means that you have exceeded the capacity for the motor to turn the bit. And you get the E4 reading. So when you put it in, make sure that you stick it up just a little bit, and that will work. Put it in your forward position, and then turn it on so it spins. Switch directions after you turn it to the off position on the speed controller, and then turn it back on again and it spins the opposite direction. It's a proper use. If it's all the way down and you try and lock it into place, make sure it's, and then it won't spin. So you want to unlock, push it out just a little bit, and then turn it back on again. Okay? If you don't do that, you will be disappointed. There are some bits, like this one here, which is our speedy bit, and you want to do the same thing with it. One thing to keep in mind is that the larger diameter bits, like the speedy and the Petty Betty, are almost the same size as the electric motor inside the handpiece. So if that's the case, and they weigh a fair amount, if you have the bit so it's out too far, like this, and then you start to spin it, at slower speeds you're okay. But if you ramp that up so that it's spinning at 35,000 RPM, it's going to vibrate and it's going to be very, very uncomfortable, and your clients are going to be very uncomfortable because that vibration will irritate their fingernail. So when you do this, make sure that it's down closer, not all the way down, but up just a little bit. So it's closer, locked into place, and then turn it. So we're here for you. If you have any questions, give us a phone call. Again, Jim McConnell from Light Elegance headquarters in Redmond, Oregon. Thank you very much for your time.